Back live with you tonight on In Focus. As we kick off this October Transport Month, there have been reports, of course, of delays in the delivery of jet fuel at Cape Town International Airport. Others saying that this could have been avoided. This is according to the Plane Talking's Managing Director, Linden Birns. Now, who says the crisis was predictable as fuel companies would have been aware of the schedules for airlines months in advance. The jet fuel supply shortages has resulted in flight delays and a cancellation. Newzroom Afrika's Athi Mtongana with the details.
Joining me for more on the story, I'm joined by Linden Birns. Thank you so much for your time. I spoke to Airports Company South Africa, and they say that what has happened now with regards to the delay is not something that they regularly experience. But just to make our viewers understand how important it is to get a supply locally, because now having to rely on a single supplier from abroad has resulted in this delay.
Okay, well, I think what this has shown us is our vulnerability now that we're no longer producing jet fuel in the country in sufficient volume. So we're entirely reliant on imported jet fuel that comes in by ship. And what has been startling about this particular crisis is that it was entirely predictable. The fuel companies have known for months what airlines' schedules are going to be. The airlines publish their flight schedules months in advance. So there is no excuse. They would have known exactly how many flights were taking place or due to take place, with what size aircraft, and how much fuel that translates to in terms of requirement. There ought to have been sufficient contingency in the planning and the scheduling of the shipments to ensure that if one ship ran into bad weather, it wouldn't result in a gap and a shortage like we've had now. Because even though very few flights have been cancelled, there have been severe disruptions to airline schedules. Just the fact that an airline has to tanker fuel from Johannesburg to come down here, or a long-haul flight from Cape Town to overseas has to stop somewhere en route, that incurs a lot of additional cost. It's not cheap. It's a disruption. It's an inconvenience to passengers. It means missed flights, missed connections at the other end. It means leaving cargo or baggage behind coming from Johannesburg, because when you've got to load extra contingency fuel because you can't fill up here in order to get back again, that means you've got to leave behind some of the stuff that would have you've got to leave behind some of the stuff so that you don't exceed your weight limitation on the aircraft.